everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, starting with my eyeshadow first, and to do that I'm using some eyeshadow primer. This is from Milani. Just want to keep my eyeshadow looking good and keep it from creasing. I'm using Cleopatra from the Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's place. Really beautiful metallic cobalt blue. Just packing this all over my eyelid. I'm going to be blending it out shortly so it doesn't have to be neat and precise. Just packing this all over my eyelid, going a little bit above my crease. And then this is a shade from Sydney Grace called Nightfall, and I am blending this into the deepest part of my crease to blend out the edges of the metallic blue. Start softening everything up. And here's another shade from Sydney Grace. This is Perfect Storm, a very light blue, and just continuing to blend out my crease area with that shade to get a nice gradient. Using a little bit of NYX Micellar Water and a cotton pad, just using this to shape the edges of my eyeshadow and also clean up a little bit of fallout. Now for some winged liner. This is the NYX Gel Eyeliner in the shade Jet Black, and I'm starting with the wing, just drawing in little strokes and then lining my lash line. You'll be able to see it better on the other side coming up here in a second. Just drawing my wing first, using little strokes to get the wing where I want it, kind of following the shape of my eyeshadow, and then drawing a line backwards to just slowly thicken up the shape. Then lining my upper lash line, touching up some spots, and I just was not happy with how the shape of this came out. I just thought the wing was looking a little bit clunky. So more micellar water again on a Q-tip here, and I'm just using that to basically scrape the underside of the wing off, essentially, making the edges a little sharper, removing a little bit of the product. And I decided I wanted to touch up the wings with the NYX Matte Black Liquid Liner. I just wasn't liking the precision I was getting with the gel. It was just a little too thick. So kind of thickening up the wing here, I was having an easier time doing this with the liquid liner. And just making the edges as sharp as I can. Moving on to some face products, starting with under eye concealer. This is the LA Girl ProConceal in Porcelain. I hadn't used this concealer in a while, so I wanted to try it out again, and I really liked it. Just blending that out with my fingers, and then it definitely stays a little bit tacky, so I wanted to set it. This is the NYX HD Finishing Powder in the shade Banana. And because I forgot to do this beforehand, I'm using some Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer, focusing that on the most porous areas of my skin, which are my cheeks and my nose, but also using a little bit on my forehead and chin too. And just blending that in, smoothing it into my skin with my fingers. Now on to some foundation. This is the Bare Minerals Matte Foundation in Fairly Light, their loose mineral foundation, and I do not wear foundation much anymore, liquid in particular. I don't really enjoy it anymore, and so when I do want some, I've been reaching for my Bare Minerals again, and I've really been liking it. Just very light coverage. It looks like nothing on my skin. It's just perfect for my needs lately. So just spending some time buffing this all over my face. I'll just tap a little bit of product from the sifter into the lid and just kind of work in sections and buff this all over. Using that concealer from earlier, just tapping this on a couple little spots I want to cover, and then covering some redness around my nose. And using the same foundation brush from before, just applying a little bit of bronzer. Wanted to bring some dimension to my face. This is the Physicians Formula BB Bronzer. So buffing that into my hairline and on my cheekbone area, kind of staying a little bit higher on my cheekbones, not going for any crazy contouring today. And then for blush, I wanted something really bright to contrast with the bright blue eyeshadow. So I thought this Milani Delizioso pink baked blush would be perfect. Focusing this on the apples of my cheeks first. I want it to be very standout blush today. So focusing it there and then not adding any new product here, just blending that out with my brush. Now for some highlighter. This is the Wet n Wild MegaGlo highlighting powder in Blossom Glow, which is a beautiful pink tone highlighter. Getting my hair caught in my brush here every 2 seconds as I'm blending this onto my face, but just highlighting my cheekbones, my temples, and then a little bit on my forehead above my eyebrow. And speaking of eyebrows, that's what's next. Using the wax from this little NYX Auburn Eyebrow Cake Powder Duo, starting with the wax and then using the darker shade towards the back end of my eyebrows. I do often like to fill in the tails of my brows to make them a little longer, but I was just not in the mood to bust out the dip brow today, so just went lazy. I only wanted to use the powder because it's very quick and easy. So just filling in the front section of my brows here with the lighter shade in that duo. And then finishing everything off with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Espresso. Moving back to the eyeshadow for a little bit, this is the e.l.f. Glitter Primer, and I'm using this Lit Cosmetics Loose Glitter in Tinseltown, which is a beautiful silver, just right in the inner corners of my eyes to give a nice, fun, sparkly pop. Curling my lashes here. This is the little e.l.f. eyelash curler. Very fun to watch. And then applying some mascara to my top lashes. This is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. And then for the bottom lashes, I thought it would be fun to use blue. So this is the NYX Worth the Hype Mascara in blue. And now moving on to the Milk Makeup Tattoo Stamp in the shape Heart. Trying to be precise, put it in the perfect spot, and I've got, I pressed it too hard. I got this little ring right under the heart. So I'm using a little brush with some micellar water to clean it up. Basically going in steps here, just wipe it off with the micellar water, clean off the brush. Just do that over and over until I get rid of all the residue, and then just tap a little concealer around there to get rid of any redness. And then onto the lip product. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Oh My Dolly. I wanted to continue to play off of that bright pink blush, so I picked the brightest pink lip color that I had. And that is the end of the tutorial. This is the finished look. And here's a close-up of the eye makeup and the face products. But thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.